Welcome to Adobe Illustrator CC 2021 Classroom in a Book, Chapter 12, Using Brushes to Create an Ad. So in this one, we're going to go ahead and dive in to create different types of elements in order to create a really cool look that is repeatable. So let's go ahead and grab that start file. So File and Open. I'll go to my L12 Start and Open. Let's do a File and a Save As. And let's do a first initial last name _ Adobe Illustrator Classroom in a Book, chapter number 12. I'm in my lesson 12 folder and say save. Also, we're going to push OK. So there's quite a few different types of brushes that we're going to play with for this lesson. First thing we're going to play with are the calligraphy brushes. So let's make sure we're in the same place first. Let's go Window and Workspace, and let's reset our essentials. Now let's go Window, and let's go ahead and open up our Brushes panel. So here we can see quite a few different elements. Let's go ahead to our hamburger menu and click here, and let's go ahead and see the list view. See, some of you might see the thumbnail. We want to go ahead and make sure we can see the list. It'll be easier to find the names of them. And now we're going to go ahead and hide some of these brushes. So let's go ahead and turn off art brushes, turn off bristle, and turn off pattern. So all we get are the calligraphy brushes. So now we're going to go ahead and grab our selection tool. And we're going to apply a brush to this pink path right here. Now this is not a font anymore. This is a path. So that's why these brushes will work. It does not work the same way on a font. So if you try and do this, otherwise and say it doesn't work, that is why. So let's go ahead now and select a brush. Let's go to our flat brush in the brushes panel, so 5-point flat. And we're going to apply that to the pink shape. Let's go ahead to our properties panel. Let's change that stroke rate up to about 5. And you can see what it's going to do. So it made it really, really fat. That's a little bit too big. So let's go ahead and take it back down to 1. All right, so let's go ahead and change that stroke color. Pink's a little bit much, so let's go ahead and change it over to a black. And let's hit escape to hide those swatches. And let's go ahead and select and deselect and do a Control S to save what we've got so far. Now we're going to go ahead and edit that brush. So on the brushes panel, we want to click on the brush thumbnail for 5-point flat, so the little picture. And we're going to get pop up. And we're going to go ahead and call this 8-point angled. So instead of 5, I'm going to change that to 8. I'm going to leave point instead of flat. I'm going to write angled. I want my angle to be, or we want our angle to be 35 degrees. I'm going to hit tab and tab, tab. My roundness is going to be 15%, and I'm going to use my mouse to go ahead and make that an 8. And you can switch that to preview if you want. And that's everything we need, so push OK. And go ahead, yes, and apply it to the strokes. So it's going to change what's already there. Let's select and deselect. Okay, we don't have anything. And Control S to save again. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and draw with it. So let's grab that paintbrush tool in the toolbar. And we're going to go to our brush library in the libraries menu. So we're going to come over here to the little books. Let's come down to artistic. We want to grab the calligraphy brushes. And if you can't see them, let's go ahead and make sure we can see the list. So you can grab the one you want to. So go to that hamburger menu and go to list. And let's go ahead and scroll down until we get to the 15-point flat. And that automatically is added to our brushes menu. So we've got what we need. Let's go ahead and close the calligraphy brushes. Now we're going to make sure our fill color is set to none. Our stroke color is black, which it is. And our point, 1 point, so we're perfect. So with the pointer in the document window, we can see that we've got a asterisk, which that means we're going to create a new path. So we're going to go ahead and cross this T, because this should say pure mental. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of cross the T, however we like. If you don't like it, you can always Control Z and undo until you get a nice, that's a little bit much. All right, so I've crossed my T. We're going to play with this a few more times, so if you don't love it, that's okay. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our selection tool and select that path we just drew. And it's a little bit heavy, so let's go ahead and bring it down to a 0.5. Not quite as much, so let's deselect. Oh, select deselect, and a Control S to save. So now we're going to go ahead and edit a few paths that are already made with the paintbrush tool. So let's go ahead and grab our pure mental text shape and zoom in a little bit. Move my brushes just a tiny bit. And I'm going to grab my paintbrush tool. And now I'm going to go ahead with my paintbrush tool and I'm going to go over some of the paths that are already there. Now you notice I don't get the little asterisk this time. So I'm going to go ahead and change the path that's already there. That's kind of fun, but I don't love it. Let's go ahead and change that one more time. Nope, undo. So I need to select the path first before I can change it. So we can select it by hitting Command or Control, and we can go back in and select it. So maybe I want to wrap it way up. No, don't love that. Let's Control and click again. And let's take it down there. That's kind of fun. All right, so do whatever you want. Now let's go ahead and fix this T as well. So I'm going to Control and click, grab that. And, well, that's awful, isn't it? So Control and click again. And I didn't select the path, so it didn't actually do it. And that's not what I want either. So I'm just going to undo. All right, so now I've got it. And let's just go ahead and... All right, so now I've done something with the T. Once you're happy with it, go ahead and select and deselect. Make sure you don't have anything done, and a Control S to save. So next thing we're going to do is remove a brush stroke. So let's do View. Let's fit Artboard and Window. With our selection tool, let's go ahead and grab this one. It's got kind of a scatter brush to it. And let's go to our Brushes panel. And we want to remove the brush stroke. And it's going to go ahead and change it just to a single line. And let's go ahead and take that down to a 1 point. And let's do a select and a deselect and a Control S to save. And we will pick back up on the art brushes in the next one.